Hey Flosstube, it's Kim back again with another weekly cross-stitching update. Today is the 1st of February 2021. This is video number 106. And I had a completely full coverage week with all the page finishes. So let me show you what I got to. First piece is a now retired chart from Haid. This is Friends Forever by Ann Stokes. And I put in 1910 stitches for my page finish. Move these part threads. This is 28 count or 25 count Lugana. And there's the whole piece so far. I think I'm at like 36% or 38% complete. So let me show you the page up close. There you go. Lots of dark, lots of wood grain. The beginning of her throne. So the next time I pick this one up, I will go up here and do this page. So that is my oldest whip. And the next one I picked up for page finish is Half-Blood Prince, artwork by Daniel Kordick, art by Tilton Crafts. It's only 35 colors in this one, and it took me 1,600 stitches to finish up this page. So there's your real finish. So page complete on that one. And then it was, let's see, that took me until the first half through Thursday. And because I had some headaches this week, so even though it looks like I got a lot done, I still had some time off trying to get rid of some headaches and migraines. So Thursday evening I picked up Trick or Treat to work on this one. I wasn't aiming for a page finish on this one. It's just that it's the first time I worked on it this year. And you know, I've done all the black Extreme Cross Country. I have one partial page down here finished. And so the idea was just to work on it over the weekend. So take a look at those pumpkins up close. They're pretty dark because the moon isn't shining on them where they're at. And so 3.5 days, I put in 4,310 stitches. I got the partial page finish, which is what I went for first. And then I started working on pumpkins on both full pages above those partial pages. So the pumpkins look pretty dark, just like I said, because they are not in the moonlight right now. But you can see how there's still some space for the lighter colors to go in, and I think they're going to look great once I work on it some more. Again, 25 count. Both this one and Half-Blood Prince are on 25 easy count, pre-gridded. And then my daily piece for Full Coverage Fanatics 21 and 21. And also I finished up the last book, Little Women, in the Bookshelf Challenge. Is my finish for this year is going to be Oh Baby. This is a retired chart by Gilgash Taylor that I am cropping. So I got 2 full pages done because I was working on them at the same time, plus the skinny partial page. And so I have it halfway in the Q-snap, and I started the next row of pages. So it's halfway in the Q-snap to show you. This is 25 count Lugana. So that's where he is. And now we just have, where you see that gridding stopped, that is the bottom of the chart. So I gotta finish up his muzzle and the background, and where I've taken the green, the single color of green that I'm putting in, that color's almost done as we approach the bottom fence bar. So there is my baby. So this was just about 3,010 stitches since you last saw it. I've already worked on it today, so I can't just say in January. so far for the year on it, I've got 14,900 10 stitches. So I'm almost to the point in the background where it meets where this bar is. So that's where the colors are going to change on the background. So I will keep working on it every day. I'll put it back in the Q-snap. The other thing I did this weekend, yesterday, I need some more grime guards, and I looked up. First, I was gonna buy some, but one of my things that, pet peeve, things that really irritates me, if people are gonna make project bags or grime guards, I want the fabric to be pre-washed. Like, you wash it before you sew on it, for a couple of reasons. One, fabric shrinks, so you don't want to make a grime guard that hasn't been washed first, because as soon as you throw it in the washer, it may not fit your Q-snap the same. And then the other reason is, obviously you're not going to wash a project bag, but the other reason is dye transfer. So all these fun prints that you can get, your project bags and your grime guards, if it's going to be on your fabric too long, I want that grime guard or that project bag to have material that was pre-washed before it was made. So, like, once you get it in the mail, I'm thinking you should be able to use it right away. So, I was going to buy some, then I figured I'll make some of my own. I watched some tutorials on YouTube, and while I do have some fun fabric, I decided to try to use what I have and recycle materials. And so I took a pair of old jeans and I made a grime guard out of denim just to see how it would work. The fabric, of course, denim is stiffer and thicker than a regular cotton print, so it does look a little different. Plus, it's my first time. This one ended up being wider than, like, I was using the tutorials and the measurements they said, but it still ended up being wider than the old stained one that I had taken off of it. But just to give you an idea, I made a denim one. Of course, I don't have all my fabric tucked in right now, but I cut the strips of denim 6 inches wide. So, and I still have plenty of room if you had, a larger full coverage project to wrap your fabric in there. So definitely some tweaks to do to it, but I'm glad that I was able to make it work my first attempt. So I made a grime guard. I'll probably make some more. So that's what I did yesterday. And let's see, other stitching content. I went through my stash as well, all my pattern stash, and I'm probably going to be selling quite a bit. I might do some giveaways later on here on the channel for things that don't sell as well. In stash unload, just because collecting is fun, but it gets to the point where you're like, I'm never going to stitch this, or my tastes change, and so it's time to get rid of some things that I got in like box deals, a package of stuff, and some of it I wasn't interested in, so it's time to, sell some of that off. And so for plans, this includes this week and for February in general. Keep working on Oh Baby. The bookshelf challenge for February in Full Coverage Fanatics is the romance genre. So the books are The Notebook, Like Water for Chocolate, and Outlander. Of course, Outlander is huge. It's 850 pages. You multiply it by 10, so it's 8,500 stitches. So for me, that's 17,000 tent stitches. I'm going to do that on Oh Baby since I have more than that left. But again, it's okay in the bookshelf challenge to take longer than the month that book is for. So if you're not done with your January books, keep working on them. You can work on them throughout the rest of the year. Or for people who come into Full Coverage Fanatics later in the year, they can start with whatever genre they want that's already been done. You just cannot work ahead. So for people who finish the January books in like the third week of January, they could not go ahead to the February books until it was February in their time zone. So for Outlander, with its being 17,010 stitches, and I just told you I did just under 15 in January. So, and February is even shorter. So I'm not going to be able to finish 17,000 in February, but I'll keep working on it in March until I get it done, and then go from there. So I'll do Oh Baby for Outlander. I like to meet the theme as well as do the counting on one of the books. So I will be doing Beauty and the Beast 2017, because romance story, it's Belle and the Beast. That's a romance story. So I'll be doing the counting option for the notebook on that one. And also this month in Full Coverage Phonetics, we have the Big Strides weekend, which is not this upcoming weekend, that Super Bowl weekend. It's not Valentine's weekend, it's the weekend after. So it's like the 19th through the 21st. Big Strides weekend. This is a non-counting event for your biggest full coverage whip. And of course, for me, that is going to be Supersized Color Expansion Museum Shelf. I will probably work on that even before the weekend, since I haven't worked on it in several months. And so I'll probably do Like Water for Chocolate, using the stitches on Museum Shelf on that one. Excuse me. And then for non-full coverage, besides doing my Big Red Ship, doing more on Halloween Rolls, probably more, it's full coverage, but I think of it as non-full coverage because it's full crosses, the Summer Ball, to keep up on that one. And then maybe Witchy Tea Time as well. Do some easy black stitches on that one. So those are my plans in pencil for February. Now, for January, my full coverage total was 39,481 tent stitches. I did 2,000 full stitches on a summer ball for an approximate total of, dividing those tent stitches to make them full, 21,700 stitches for the year so far in full coverage stitches. So just some stats for you. The other part of plans, Kelly from Animal Instinct here on Flosstube, her birthday, I believe, is the February 12th. And so she is doing a birthday sale because she is turning 40. And I will be turning 40 in March. So we're both, 1981 babies. And her stitch along that she's hosting is Only 40 Once Sal. I think this is a good idea. I definitely have to participate. And she's asking people to either do new starts or work on a piece with an animal in it, because she is a vet and loves animals, of course, based on her channel name. So one piece I think I'm going to start and get a quick finish on is this one. Is called What a Gala. This is by Crafty Like a Fox. Their Etsy shop is, I think it's Fuzzy Fox Designs. I'll link it below. So they have their own website for Australia, but they also have an Etsy shop. So this pattern I got from Nicole at Buckeye Stitcher. She stitched it and I liked it so much because I'm a bird fanatic as well. So she sent me her chart, as well as, because they sell it as a kit, the remaining floss. And but I might do a little bit of color changing, because the bird channel that I've told you about, Bird Tricks, they have one gala right now. They used to have two. One of them tragically passed away, but they were slightly different colors. One was darker gray, darker pink, and the other one was lighter gray, lighter pink. So I might change one of them to display those lighter colors. We'll have to see. So this will be Bandit and Bondi. So I think this is cool because it's animals for Kelly's birthday, and it's she's from Australia, so Australian birds. So What a Gala. I'll probably stitch that up in February. Who knows if I can, who knows what else I might think up from my stash, my kitted things. But I'm also thinking, you know, my 40th birthday is in March. I need to have I would say big start, a big non-full coverage start. I'm limiting myself to non-full coverage because I have enough full coverage right now. So there's one that I'm trying to talk myself into starting because it will be special, but I'm slightly intimidated by it. So we'll probably show that to you in a later video. So that is it for stitching content. If that's all you're interested in, thank you for joining me. We'll see you next week. Happy stitching. My husband, again, watch the Super Bowl national anthem at least. I don't care if you're not interested in sports. A lot of the big companies are saying they're not going to advertise. Like Budweiser, Coke, and Pepsi are not doing big commercials in the Super Bowl. I probably won't watch the Super Bowl because now you can catch those commercials online later anyways. But I will be watching the national anthem for the Super Bowl because I might know someone who is doing the flyover. Again, it's going to be Air Force bombers, a B-1, a B-2, and a B-52. They are doing a practice on Friday. The Super Bowl is down in Tampa, Florida. So the practice Friday, launching the jets from here, flying all the way down, practice, fly all the way back, 9.5 hours to do it all again on Sunday. So they can meet up. I don't think the B-2 is going to be there on the practice because their aircraft are limited and what they can support. But my husband will be on one of the jets. We're launching 2 planes. Again, if you've listened to my stories before, when we do important things like presidential funeral flyovers and flyovers for important events, we launch more than we need so that you have that backup in case something happens, because it is like almost 5 hours just to get down there. So if something happens, they have a backup plane that's already there with them. So I won't know until after he lands whether he was the one that actually did the flyover. So watch the flyover. When I talked about coins last week, there was one that I didn't include because my husband didn't have it with his collection of all the rest of his coins. But it is pretty cool. This is one of the non-round ones. This is a Superior Performer coin from the base's Inspector General. So this is an office that is not in any of the groups, the ops group, the maintenance group. They report directly to the wing commander, and their job is to do inspections within the wing to make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to with all their various programs that they run. And when they run these inspections, they will pick out, you might get major findings, minor findings of things that you're not doing, that you're supposed to be doing. And on the flip side, they recognize superior performers. So this is a coin that my husband got as a superior performer. This was like back in July or August. So as soon as he got back from his deployment, had his time off, and then went into a new squadron that he's never been in. The squadron commander, the different guy than right now, the old squadron commander was mentally checked out because he was getting ready for his move, and they were going through an inspection, and my husband was pretty much running around with his head cut off, so he got a superior performer for that inspection. So, and then the back of the coin is the IG's little badge. So kind of cool. Cool coin. And then today's Air Force story is really short. I saw an article where the hydraulic shop at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in North Carolina, where I was once stationed and worked as a maintenance officer and was in charge of accessory flight, which includes the hydraulic shop, was recognized for creating a new tester that is saving the Air Force tons of money and time. So I have a visual aid, a little F-15. This is a C model. It's a light gray, but pretend it's a dark gray with 2 seats up here and extra fuel tanks. So we're going to pretend this is an F-15E model. And I've talked before about these two surfaces. The whole thing moves. It's not just the back edge. The whole thing moves, and they move independently of each other, and that gives the F-15 more maneuverability to have this large of flight surface moving. So this is called the horizontal stabilizer normally in a commercial airplane. Because the whole thing moves, is called a stabilator. That's a combination of stabilizer and elevator, which is normally the back edge that moves in a commercial airplane are your elevators. So this is a stabilator. So horizontal stabilator. And what makes these move, the hydraulic part that makes these move, is called we shorten it to stab actuator. So a big, like, if you picture the hood or the trunk opening of your car, and those hydraulic parts, those are actuators that raise up the hood of your car. Now imagine them much, much bigger to control this flight surface on a supersonic airplane. So the stab actuators are the hydraulic shop's bread and butter. They see a lot of them, with Seymour having almost 100 jets with 2 of them on each jet. They go bad often. Even currently, you know, it's been 10 years since I've separated from the Air Force. Stab actuators are currently the #1 MICAP for the F-15E, and MICAP's being shortened for mission capable. So with all the jets that are broke for various different parts broke on them, most of them, the majority of them, are broken awaiting new stab actuators. So that hydraulic part that makes these work, that is the most important part that's on order for F-15Es. So really important to get these parts fixed as quickly as possible. And before the Seymour Johnson Hydro Shop created this tester, the only place these stab actuators could be, rehauled was Hill Air Force Base in Utah. And they were taking 72 days per actuator. So they ship the bad one to Hill Air Force Base, to the depot. They fix it, and it enters the supply chain again 72 days later. Well, the ingenuity of airmen at the Seymour Hydro Shop, they created a tester to enable them to not only they could take apart one of these actuators, now they could put it back together and test it to make sure it was working like it's supposed to. So now they can overhaul an actuator at Seymour on location, off the airplane, but still in the back shop, in 8 hours. So tremendous savings for the Air Force. At the time of the article was written, Seymour had 15 stab actuators on order, and they were able to return like 12 of those to service. There was only a few of them that they couldn't fix or needed other parts for. So huge time savings. It means more jets can fly, more training of aircrew can be done. And so this is part of the, it's got several different names. The Air Force used to call it the IDEA program when I was still in. Then they called it Airmen Powered by Innovation. And now they're looking to change it again because of the addition of the Space Force and them being the guardians. We're not all airmen anymore. So the IDEA program, the gist of it is, and it's not limited to aircraft and aircraft maintenance. Any career field in the Air Force, if you can fix a process, either eliminate redundancies or fix a process to go faster, saving the Air Force money and time and manpower, you submit that idea. There's a process for it. There's program managers to run you through how to submit an idea. And the Air Force considers it and make sure it's a good idea. They will reward the person that had the idea monetarily. And depending on how much it saves the Air Force determines how much money you can earn. You can earn anywhere from $100 to $10,000. So imagine being an airman who's only getting like $20,000 to $30,000 a year, and you have this great idea, and now you earn a bonus check of $10,000. So the Air Force promotes these good ideas. They're looking for not only for the benefit of the airmen, but to save taxpayer dollars, save the Air Force time, and be able to do more of that training. So the idea program is pretty neat. And all the different, like, just thinking up gadgets and doohickeys to improve a process and make things work better, and just really encouraging people to think about what they're doing and find a better way to do stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that is your Air Force story of the day. Remember, watch the Super Bowl national anthem. I will probably try to take a video of my phone of the TV, see how that works out, and then I'll be able to find out later if it was actually my husband or if it was someone else. Regardless, it's going to be cool to watch bombers fly over the Super Bowl. So we'll see you guys later. Have a good stitching week, and bye, guys.